On this week's Nonsensible podcast,
I think pineapple on pizza is delicious.
I was just talking
love
about
that
pizza.
too.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Well, what?
I love pineapple on pizza.
Like
Meat is
milk.
overrated.
You don't
Okay.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
So you basically
There you go.
you
We found it.
Wow. Because everyone around you's talking about it. And that's what this film became.
This is Nonsensible.
Of course, today we will be talking about a plethora of different thoughts and opinions.
have no
But
idea that
you've
word.
been hearing some voices on the show already, so I figured we'd just jump straight in and introduce them.
Go ahead and introduce yourselves, starting with the Angelina ladies first.
Hi, everyone. My name is Angelina, and I'm from Russia. I've been living in Korea about 4 years now. I am 23 years old. And yeah, nice to meet you, everyone.
It's already been 4 years, Angelina?
Only 4. It hasn't been 4 yet. It's like 4년차 in Korean. It's like almost. So I came in Korea 2016 in June for the first
Yeah,
time.
so that's almost exactly
4 years.
4 years.
Oh,
4 years
yeah, I'll
almost,
be
yeah.
celebrating my 4-year
That's
anniversary.
huge.
soon.
When I first met you, you were here like a year and a half, or like
That's
2.
true.
Yeah, time flies.
2 years ago.
4 years is
Yeah.
already a long time, eh?
Yeah.
4 years is a long time. That's a big chunk of your life.
And why don't, for viewers and listeners out there who may not know what you do, why don't you kind of give them a little bit of an insight to that?
What I do in Korea.
Yeah.
So right now in Korea, I work on TV. I do TV programs, entertainment, and also I write my own music. I work on music, and I do modeling, photography, singing, dancing. I mean, I do a lot of stuff. But
She also owns a small pawn shop in Itaewon. so-
what?
Nice.
A pawn shop? Yeah. Well, I do
Secondhand
YouTube
goods.
too.
Secondhand goods.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, you
yeah.
actually
oh my
do?
God.
You really?
No, I
I was
wish.
just being
Well,
weird.
that's my dream.
Like it's kind of cool little
I would love to. No,
Right.
for real. But I do.
Angelina's
Yeah.
treasure chest or something like that.
Oh my God, that's such a good name.
That kind of sounds...
You could write.
Don't say
you
it.
could title
Don't say
things. You could title
Oh my God, I
things.
just
Don't say
realized.
it.
I just realized. Anyway.
I mean,
So-
but you, to summarize, you sing, you act, you are on Yening TV shows,
She
you
doesn't.
paint, you produce.
She's tall and
And-
pretty.
She's tall and pretty.
Bruno.
She might be a politician, so no pressure. I'm like twice her age and I haven't accomplished
mean-
anything. It's great.
But you know, it's great, but when you have so many interests and hobbies and things you want to do, it's hard to focus on one thing.
It's hard to be gorgeous and talented.
Oh, that's just I mean, you know,
It's just absolutely
it's so hard.
horrifying.
Our problems.
So moving from the opposite spectrum, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay.
You set yourself up for that
I
one.
just set myself up for this one. Hi, it's so embarrassing. I
Let's
just want
hear.
to start. Hi, my name is Bruno.
Hi.
This actually feels like the two of you on a blind date.
I know. I'm like looking at just like,
like,
staring
hello,
into those
Bruno.
eyes. I'm like, oh my god, those
Sitting
eyes.
across
Oh my God, look at
Those
your eyes, Bruno.
those eyes.
Introducing themselves to each other, commenting on their eyes. Oh my goodness.
They're like, see,
On paper, I'm not that impressive, but in real life, no, no. But in real, no. So my name is Bruno. I am from Germany originally. I was born and raised in Germany. My father's Italian, mixed background, Italian, French.
duck.
But I was born and raised in Germany, and then I moved to Korea in 1997.
Wow.
But after
Oh my
graduating
God.
high school, I was
I
doing
was 1 year
taekwondo.
old.
I was here for the summer vacation when I was 17. Moved back when I was 19, and somehow when I was on Yonsei Oakdang, I got like approached by a fashion designer, and they did this fashion campaign with me. And someone ended up in a Yanning TV program, and back then there weren't that many foreigners. So that program became like super successful after a month or two. And then after that, I started doing like all different kinds of stuff on television for like 4.5 years. It all ended kind of badly when I was screwed over by my management back then. Took a chunk of my
That
money.
happens a lot.
Didn't you do it? Didn't you do a few advertisement campaigns?
Yeah, I did a bunch.
What was the biggest one you did at the time? Like the biggest brand?
The biggest brand was, I think I did SK.
Ooh,
I
that's
did.
big.
I did. Spoon was his fashion brand. They launched with me, so I was the face of that fashion
Oh,
company.
really?
It was pretty big as well. And then some
So
For
when,
viewers who might not know, SK is like the Verizon wireless overseas.
like T-Mobile. Kind of.
Yeah.
T-Mobile kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, did you speak any Korean the first time you came to Korea?
Yeah, I spoke. Well, I kind of did taekwondo since when I was little, and you know, like from the master, you learn all this Hana to Set Net, and a lot of Korean kids in school. And then I learned while I was here, and no one spoke English.
Why
so I had to-
taekwondo, if you don't mind me asking?
because back then it was like the cool thing.
Oh, it was a
Yeah,
cool thing
it
back
was. It was
then.
a
because of
trend.
like all the kicks. Like, you know, it was in the 90s. It was American Ninja, Michael Dudikoff. You remember Michael Dudikoff?
Tekken Hwarang. Does anybody know Tekken?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah,
Of
so
course,
yeah.
Tekken, Hwarang,
Yeah.
Baekdusan is another character.
Okay, cool.
So the Taekwondo, yes, came back. Anyways, went back to Germany after I got fucked over. I was like, I'll never come back here. Then started acting in Germany. Acted in Germany for four years almost. Then met my ex-girlfriend on an American production. Moved to LA. Lived in LA for 10 years. Through another film, got back to Germany, and then they contacted me from Korea. Ended up here again, and now I'm 26.
How did they contact you
I'm
from
not.
Korea? Why? For what?
For this TV show, was it 불타는 청춘? It's like this TV show where celebrities from back in the
were
days
still single.
who are
and,
still single.
and were kind of
and are kind of
famous.
older.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like sogeting.
It's kind of like you go to the Chigol to the countryside for 2 days, and you eat and drink and play like silly games and get to meet each
that
other.
sounds
and-
like fun.
Yeah, it's
I'm
nice.
just going to interject and give a little bit more information, things that Bruno left out of his life story. You were on the television series Lost.
I was.
That's
Yes,
We
I
cannot
was.
ignore that. That is
No,
probably
no,
the
no,
most
no, let's not
important thing
ignore
you've
that.
done in your life up
Oh
until
my
now.
god!
Let's
Hey,
be
I've done
honest.
plenty of other very important things.
I'm not saying they're not important, but Lost is huge.
Lost was
It's
actually very huge for me too.
That's
yeah,
how
and I'm
was really
sure because
Thanks.
I'm sure that you made quite a bit of. You may not have made a lot of money when you were actually on the show, but with all the reruns,
The
you would have,
residuals.
the residuals would have done
Dude,
you
like
very
that's
well.
what unionized work is great for, right? I mean, like you have SAG-AFTRA, and once you sign on there, every show you've done just keeps on paying. It's amazing. Like, I mean, as an actor, you can't be always working. It's like an impossibility.
Yeah.
And if you're not the star of a show, you'll have to work on a constant basis to pay your rent.
You also owned a restaurant in Germany,
I did.
a Korean
owned a
restaurant.
Korean Californian restaurant called Pacifico. It was basically more of a Hawaiian themed Korean American sort of like tropical poke, you know, where you have
my
like
God.
poke
I
heotbap이랑
love
and like and then also burgers, like 찐빵 같은 거. It's like it was titled 보장맛, 분식점,
Okay, so like
but it wasn't 분식. Yeah,
How did it do money wise?
Did it work out well?
it's working. It's still there.
Oh, it's still there.
Yeah, yeah,
What's
it's
the
still
name?
there.
What's
I
the
just
name?
sold my shares because I literally wanted to shoot my brains out on a daily basis. I wanted to shoot my brain. At the moment I got up, I was like, I can't do this anymore.
What was hard about the industry?
Well,
I know Sam's
first
had
of all, what's
experience with
not
that.
hard about the restaurant industry? I
the
mean,
worst
Sam, we
industry in
can
the world.
sing. It's like the worst, and it's not an industry. If you have money, don't ever invest it into a fucking I'm sorry, like
Okay,
into a, don't do it.
let me stop you there. Since Sam and Bruno both have experience in the restaurant industry, in a couple of sentences, the hardest parts to make it, you know, because we got a lot to talk about. I just want to know. I'm seriously curious.
For me,
Same.
it's the amount of effort that goes into the money that's made out of it, and it's just such a tireless job.
Okay.
Like what you see, there's hours of preparation before, and there's cleaning up and whatnot afterwards.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And restaurants tend to be busiest during hours when people are eating. So if you've got family, like it cuts into your family time dramatically.
Right.
And it's just at the end of the day, you have to clean. Like, for me, it was like food that people haven't finished, and there's just leftovers and washing dishes and all that kind of stuff. Just really, and disposing of it and not pleasant.
Well, you were doing
Absolutely.
it all by yourself?
No, not at all.
Right.
Not at all. But I've worked in restaurants. My father used to own restaurants, so I've worked in the industry on and off for quite a bit.
I mean, things like this would happen, right? Just as an example, just like it explains everything. Germany is not very food drawn towards food kind of country. You know, Germans eat food because they have to as a necessity.
Survivability.
Meaning they're not really respectful. Like they don't really respect the profession of being a chef.
Okay.
So people in your restaurant are mostly either people out of jail, out of prison, people who don't know what else to do with their lives. They're not very the most reliable people, right? So things would happen like cook doesn't show up for like 3 weeks, but you can't fire him because of labor laws. After 3 weeks, you find out he's in a mental institution because he went to like a club and overdosed on drugs. I mean, like crazy stuff. Yeah, of course.
Jesus Christ.
So then
man.
you have to
Whoa.
jump in and do all that fucking work for him for the next, I don't know, 3 weeks. And you can't even fire him. Because like a doctor wrote him something like where like,
That went from 0 to 100 really quickly.
Sounds like a good experience learning how to cook.
I used to be a what's it called, a busboy, like where you
Yeah.
used to.
me too.
I used to
Conductor?
eat.
No, no, no.
I used to eat
busboys
the
are
food.
like they clear all the tables.
Oh.
So,
when
yeah.
when our customers didn't eat a lot of food, I used to eat some of the food.
Oh.
I mean, whatever. It's still food. It's,
No. But
No judgment here.
Yeah, I mean, I was
Free
a
open
kid.
space,
you know?
yeah.
Herpes stays.
yeah, I was gonna, yeah.
Nice.
You don't know
wow.
what people have been doing to their food. That's the problem with that.
I mean, whatever. It was 2005.
We survived as
you
we
got
could.
through it. You got
Yeah,
Like
through
we
it.
could.
and you've only got to worry about Corona.
Yeah, I'm fine, so I'm sure. All right. Well, we've talked to Angelina and Bruno about their past and what brought them back to Korea. You want to move into our next segment?
Tell us about it.
Tell us about it.
Who wants to
I
draw out of the magic
I
jar?
Wow, look at you, Dave.
Sorry.
Look at you
Sometimes I like to
go.
give Angelina shit. I'm sorry.
Like
He
every time.
He started off with ladies first.
every
And he's like,
time.
no, it's all mine. God damn it.
I
Okay.
like to tease Angelina. She's like a little sister to me.
Oh, so sweet.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Who hurts you?
That chef that
A
didn't show
lot
up.
of people hurt
for
you.
3
Jealous.
weeks.
It was like a little jealous thing.
Okay.
A little jealous comment.
Tell us about the best 24 hours of your life. So I was in Thailand off
What, that was fast.
so much X. I'm just kidding. I've never been to
That was
Thailand.
really-
I've never had X.
Oh.
But Sam, go first.
What do you mean? Aren't
right,
you
so-
supposed to answer?
It's
No, we're supposed to go around. It's like a round table kind of
I
thing.
don't know about 24. Like I have a memory that for me was quite special.
Okay.
When I was young, my parents got divorced, and so I kind of spent most of my life with living with my mother, and I'd occasionally see my father because he lived in New Zealand, so occasionally go backwards and forwards. When I turned 18, when I went and turned 18, I went and spent some time with him, and then again, I think when I was like 21, I spent some time living with him over the school holidays. But I remember must have been when I was about 18. It was kind of the first time living with my father for a period of time, and we decided to go out and go to the pub. And we went to the pub at about 4:00 in the afternoon. And then from the pub, we went to a vodka bar. And then from the vodka bar, we went to another bar. Then we went to another bar and ended up at a club. It was 12 hours of drinking straight with my father.
Wow.
And that I remember walking out of this club at like 4:00 in the morning and having to catch a taxi back to his friend's place that we're staying at. At the time, it was like, yeah, whatever. I was out with my dad. We're having drinks. We're catching up. But I also, I was about 24, 25 at the time when he passed away.
Oh.
So for me, that 12-hour period of it was just 12 hours straight of drinking and eating. And that's all it was. And that for me was like the most amazing 12 hours of my life.
That's awesome.
And then now that I'm a father myself, like I don't know if I really agree with the idea of drinking for 12 hours straight. Like I don't know how good it is for anyone to tell.
Sounds quite, yeah.
But if I had that opportunity to do it with my boys, like I think that would be the coolest thing. Just that kind of
Aw.
memory it was special.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That's
It wasn't at the time.
At the
it was
time, you
not
weren't
beautiful.
like, yeah.
No, it wasn't beautiful at the time, and we got pretty messy. I can assure you.
Yeah. But
There
now
was
thinking
like
back.
vodka martinis. There was beer. There was
Oh.
shots. We were drinking everything. Like it was. We were trying to drink each other under the table.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was like 18, 19.
18,
at the time.
19.
Kid, you
Your
know.
father was trying to drink you under the table at 18.
No, I was trying to drink him under the table.
Oh, okay.
And it was kind of. It just
Unsuccessful.
became kind of like a competition. We were going. It was kind of like a pub crawl through Auckland. We went club to bar to pub to bar to, and just kept moving and kept drinking.
That's sweet though. Just not at the time, but the idea and the memory of it. It became like a very important memory for you in your life.
And I think for me growing up at the time in Australia, 18, when you turn 18, you can drink legally. So it's kind of like, well, being a big drinker is something a lot of young guys, that was kind of, what they wanted to be able to say, I could have 10 beers and not pass out kind of thing.
I mean, that
Which
was like
in
what,
reality is not that cool.
before
but-
Chris Hemsworth came along, Australians had the kind of thing of being good drinkers, no?
Yeah.
Like that was
Before what came along?
Chris Hemsworth.
Oh.
Hemsworth.
Australia has always been, people will have lunch and they'll drink beer with lunch. They'll drink wine with lunch. It's not. Yeah.
It's Australians, the Irish, and the Russians that are really known for being big drinkers.
Russians are drinkers?
I know, right? I think it's still like a stereotype because
No, but
we don't drink that much as everyone thinks.
Really?
Mongolians drink.
And we hate vodka.
Mongolians.
I mean, we don't.
I know.
Yeah,
I have a couple of
Mongolians.
Mongolian friends, and they
Germans?
drink a lot.
Mongolians.
Germans are
They
beer
enjoy
drinkers. Italians love wine. I mean, my
Oh,
father
I
drinks a
love
bottle
wine.
a day, for sure.
I'm Italian.
2 glasses for lunch, 2 glasses for dinner. He's 84. He still does that.
84 and a bottle a day.
Bottle a day. Yeah, 2 glasses for
What?
lunch, 2 glasses for dinner.
Oh,
But it's
sounds
red
like
wine.
healthy.
It's not that.
Yeah, you know what doctors recommend?
Yeah,
A bottle per-
I mean,
a wine per
it's
day.
usually a
That's
glass.
apparently bullshit.
And I know.
It's kind of semi-bullshit.
It's
I know.
bullshit from the wine companies.
Yeah.
They try to push it to sell
Well,
more wine.
all of that is
a
because
reason.
Mother's Day is not even Mother's Day is made up by the Flower Association to try and sell more flowers. It's just a marketing concept.
Well, Pepero Day is
Yeah.
Oh,
very
yeah.
That's also-
truthful. It's not. No? It's not by a company.
Oh, no.
It's not because
I like how
couples
it was
love
like-
Pepero so much?
No,
Okay.
no,
Gotcha.
no.
Anyways, Angelina's best 24 hours of your life.
24 hours. I was actually thinking about this real hard right now, but because there's been so many good, like amazing 24 hours in my life, like that I can, think about and appreciate. Just because I love my life.
Stop being so
I just
perfect now.
enjoy
Come on.
life in general.
Come on, just let it out. Something really horrible. Like a
Exactly.
crazy. Let's see
I
something
enjoy
crazy.
every day.
I am currently living the best 24
Oh
hours
my
of my
God.
life.
Currently, this is the best time right here, right now.
Get over yourself. Just pick a day when you got really fucked up and you had a great night with the.
You woke up
With
in
your
your ditch
friends.
and you're like,
You're like, ooh.
You woke up in a ditch.
But she has so much tact for her age.
I
That's
know,
the thing about
I know.
I mean,
Angelina.
I've had so many nights like that, like,
You can buy it,
drinking,
too. That's the
sleeping,
problem.
not sleeping all night,
Yeah, I know.
with my
I've been
friends.
there. I've seen it. I had videos of you dancing.
But what I remembered is before coming to Korea, I would actually every summer I would spend in Montenegro because in 2007 my mom fell in love with this country, and she wanted to move to Montenegro, and she bought a piece of land and she built a house herself, like it was her dream. So she really
She built it with her own hands.
she hired some people
Oh, okay.
without knowing a language,
Yep.
but she was an amazing woman. And after that, every summer we would go to Montenegro, spend our summers there, and we had a kite surfing station for 3 years, like kite surfing school and station on the beach, and we would live in the tents. We would do these bonfires. The sky would be like pitch black with millions of stars and like you can see Milky Ways. And I just remember, kind of like you fall asleep watching stars like fall, and then you wake up, you go swim, and then during daytime, like I would work in the bar that we had on our kite surfing station. And just like being constantly, with nature and on the beach, and like people would come and go, people from all over the world, like Europe, States, and everywhere. And just like that time, I felt the most free I've ever been, like in terms of connected just with nature, with people, the wind, and like kite surfing.
Yep.
It's like the breeze, and I
You just felt life.
I just felt happy, like
Yeah.
really
I have
alive.
one question though.
Yeah.
Well, how does it feel like to be so perfect?
Jesus Christ, man. Get the fuck out of here.
It's a lot of
you're out of this
pressure.
podcast. I don't.
It's a lot.
I'm just playing.
Nah.
To be honest, I was thinking a similar thing. I'm thinking
I was
when
like-
Diane wrote this down, she was probably thinking after what I said and then what Angelina said, it's kind of gone in a different direction compared to our first episode where we had Wu come on and talking about
About in
his life in prison.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then we
nice.
had Saul talking about when he got stabbed. So I don't.
Wow.
Yeah, we kind of moved up in class.
We're in California.
Wow.
Now we're at a greasy German who's trying to pick up our other guest.
Really? Jesus, who is that? Nasty fucking dirty fucking German dude.
Nasty.
I hate Germans anyways, dude. They'll never get over their history.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
That's
So-
beautiful. Yeah, it was a beautiful life experience.
Beautiful life experience.
All right,
Whatever.
can we save Bruno's best 24 hours for last? I want to hear this.
It feels like we're
probably
in a
gonna
love
be
commune
great.
at the moment. Like, you know, we should be like meditating in the corner and, you know,
That's Angelina's department.
That's really my
You do
department.
yoga, don't you?
growing
I love
organic-
yoga.
I'm sure. Of course you do.
Oh.
Of course you do.
Not
Don't
Pilates?
you roll eyes at me like that? What?
Not
Of
Pilates.
course you do.
Well, Pilates is good too.
Of course she does everything.
I mean,
I noticed she was riding a horse yesterday.
yeah, I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Oh, really? Was it a white horse and the way like the
It
mane was
wasn't.
just like flowing in the wind?
but it's a beautiful.
To our podcast viewer, she actually was riding a fucking horse yesterday.
I actually
Oh
did.
my
I mean, when I was living in Montenegro, I used to ride horses. Like I would.
Is it a unicorn or a horse?
It's a Pegasus. How do you call it? The one.
Pegasus.
Pegasus with a
With
horn.
wings.
Yeah, because I like.
Well, how do you
flying.
pronounce Pegasus in Russian?
Pegas?
Oh, interesting.
Pegasus.
Pig ass. Pig ass.
Pegasus.
If you
That's
say it
something
that
else
way.
in Australian.
Pig ass.
Pig's ass.
Pegasus.
Pegas.
All right, Dave.
All right, I'm gonna keep mine real short. I have technically one or two of them, but they don't count as one. One was when I first came to Korea. That was insane. It changed my entire life. So I guess you can say that was the best 24 hours in terms of my entire life. But I'm gonna my real best 24 hours, which is a little bit more superficial than Angelina and Sam's. We have to have one superficial one.
No,
For sure.
we definitely
have to have one
yeah,
superficial
at
one.
least one.
So after YouTube kind of started blowing up, I got my first, real cash, and I bought my first car with my own money. When I was a kid, I drove my parents' car, But when you buy your first car with your own money, that's,
What's the Camaro?
it was a Camaro, yeah, it's a,
In
it's a
the
Camaro in
back of
Korea,
Camaro.
which is, you don't see it at
Did
the
you,
time.
well, was it imported?
It was imported, yeah.
Wow.
So I felt like it was, I've done something,
Did you crash it within the first 24 hours?
No,
Scratch.
Sam, you ass. Let me finish my story.
Were you driving up and down Apgujeong somewhere?
No, I wasn't
Cheongdam-dong.
actually.
Oh, it was
So-
your car?
Yeah, my car. So I bought my car, and with that car, I'd never done something like this. I'm not a flex kind of person. I don't ever upload
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah,
I'm not a
no.
flex kind of person, but there was this girl that I really liked.
You sent her a picture of it with you sitting on the hood.
No, I went and we weren't like dating or anything, but I went and picked her up with my fucking car.
Oh.
Nice.
And I'm not trying to say anything about what kind of dude she likes, but she seemed pretty impressed, and we ended up dating
For how long?
like 2 months.
Okay.
Maybe like 2 weeks. I don't know. Like
Probably.
Okay, that's good.
Like
That's
the car,
other-
the car only
actually,
went for so far.
it was on and off for a while. But it at the time, I bought the car and then went straight to her. And that 24 hours, I guess I felt like an accomplished human being for the first time in my life. It was very superficial, but I felt cool, because I always felt like a nerd, dork, geek my entire life. And Angelina can relate. We have like nerd
I mean,
culture.
I love
we
it.
we
I'm
like
not
it.
ashamed.
I've never.
Please.
I've never been that. You know what I'm saying? I've never been the guy to roll up to a club with a fucking car or pick up a girl with a
Yeah.
car. But it was the first time I saw some shit in the movies that I got to do it in real life, and I felt really cool. And that was, I guess, and it was a cool memory.
Do you still have the car?
Yeah, I still have the car. It's a piece of shit now, though. It was like 5 years ago.
What are you driving
You
now?
need to wash it someday.
The Camaro.
Bigger one. Oh, another Camaro.
Same
No, the
car,
same
same
car.
car.
Same car.
Same
Oh,
car,
okay.
yeah.
It's not. It doesn't. It's not as cool anymore, though.
No, it's
Date-
pretty cool. I mean, because the story behind it is good.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a cool car because you don't see them out in the streets very
yeah.
often.
In Korea, it's a little bit
Yeah.
more uncommon, so it
Yeah.
looks cooler. But
There's
He
a-
stands out from the crowd. I just kind of
it's loud. It's really loud. Stupid loud.
There's a cool song in the back of my Camaro. You know that one? That I.
No.
Did you play it?
Did you write it yourself and play it?
No. Nah, it's okay.
I didn't. I actually don't know. Sorry.
I was gonna say maybe you should have
Look
played
up.
it when you picked up that
I'll
girl
sing it to you later.
in the back of my Camaro. All
Bruno.
right, Bruno, it's
Best-
over to you now. The best
Yeah,
24 hours.
Best
of your
24
life.
hours. There's two different stories. One is sort of they were great 24 hours, but they're like 2 hours are incredible, and the other one.
2 hours are
it's
incredible, and the
romantic.
other-
So I'm going to start with the romantic one, right? I met my ex-girlfriend, American girl, on a American movie set in Berlin. She went back to LA. I was still working in Germany, but we decided to stay together. So I flew back and forth between LA and Berlin on a constant basis. Every 2 months, I'd be in LA for 3 weeks because of shooting movies in Germany. So I had enough money. I was like going back and forth. So I went to LA for 2 months. She was shooting a movie with Charlize Theron back then, producing a movie with Charlize Theron in New Mexico called North Country. I don't know if you watched it with Jeremy. I think Jeremy Renner was in it as well, and
Heard of it. I haven't seen it.
she came on the weekends. She came to LA to see me, so we'd hang out on the weekends. She'd go back to New Mexico, and there was a long stretch where she couldn't come, and I was supposed to leave the week after, pretty much, and she was to come back for the weekend for the last time to see me. But that didn't happen because their schedule got somehow screwed up and that she had to stay in New Mexico. So I was like, oh my God, I've been here for like 3 weeks without seeing her. I'm not going to see her again. I got like pretty upset about it. So I was sitting in my rental car on the freeway being like upset that I can't see her again before I have to leave back to Germany. I drive to...
Bridge or?
Huh?
No.
Back to Germany. Drive to Burbank. You know Burbank?
Yeah.
Drive to Burbank into like a parking lot. And for some reason, when I pulled into the parking lot,
She was there with another man.
no, I sneezed, and my foot stepped from the brake to the gas,
Oh
and
my
I just
God.
ran straight into the wall. So it's like, what the fuck? I didn't get injured. I was like, what the fuck? Like completely totaled the car. Apart from being completely, also very embarrassed. Then I'm like, fuck, I gotta get a coffee. I somehow have to get my shit together. Didn't have cash. Go to the ATM. Forget my card in there. So I'm fucked. No card. Crashed car. And I was like, this is just all fucked. So I call my friend up. I have to get drunk tonight. Let's just get drunk. So we go to this nasty sports bar in Burbank. I was so shit for. I had like 4 Long Island iced teas, I think, playing pool.
The worst.
And I'm like,
This
fuck,
is the
my
best
life.
24 hours of your life, right?
Wait, it starts now. So so I'm playing pool, like barely being able to focus on like on the queue and stuff. And I look up and this waitress is like, hey, mister, can I get you another drink? And it was my girlfriend. And I was like,
Wait, what?
What? How did this happen? And she's like, well, Charlize thought I should be with you. And she flew me all the way back on a private jet to LA to see you.
No way.
And by the way, she rented us a huge, like a suite in the Chateau Marmont, in the most luxurious hotel in LA. Like, one of like this big movie star suites.
Wow.
For a week, we're in there literally
What
having
an
sex. I mean, we
awesome
actually had deep conversations all day long, ordering room service, and doing this whole thing for a week. So it was more than the best 24 hours. It was like the best week, pretty much. I was madly in love with a girl I loved in an amazing hotel for free, and it was perfect.
Wow.
I'm gonna cry.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
No, seriously.
Why did you break up?
Amazing story.
Well, things happen to people. We're together for almost 8 years, and she.
So that's
Wow.
That's a long
Quite a long
list,
stretch,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
But she was Charlize's assistant at first, and then she moved up to be like a film producer, and then got sort of, I think, the stress of the job and stuff. And I was like, I was doing well in the beginning as an actor, and then the struggling phase happened because there was a writer's strike in LA. So no one was able to work, and then I had to start working in a restaurant, and she was like, her career went up, my career went down, and then like these tensions arose, and then all of a sudden it just didn't make sense anymore.
At least you got a nice memory out of it.
Oh yeah. It's like full of joy and pain.
Yeah, and can I just say, Shirley?
lots of pain,
Shirley
pain.
sounds like an amazing woman too for kind of doing that.
Yeah, the second one I can't really tell, but it involved meeting Quentin Tarantino, and then
You cannot tell a
my
story that
God,
involves
I love
meeting Quentin Tarantino.
yeah, Quentin Tarantino, and then being drunk on the floor talking about how he cast Hans Landa, the German part, in *Inglourious Bastards*.
Uh-huh.
That was pretty amazing.
Where did you meet him?
Charlize's house.
Wow.
Let's
okay.
just. Can you drop a few more names? Who else was at the
There's
party?
a lot of like once you move to LA, you kind of just get like
I know
there's, like,
Sam
party.
Hammington.
No,
So I know Sam Hammington now too.
But you've,
He's
yes,
a fucking
but
horrible person.
we've never been drunk on the
Awful.
floor talking about roles I've cast people in movies
Seriously, it's
I mean,
crazy.
That's wow.
That's pretty cool.
Who else was at the party that you could drop the name of?
Who else was there?
Or was it just a little
Dennis
party?
Rodman?
Oh no, it was a guy from District 9. What's his name again? Charlton.
Wilson.
Charlton, who played the shrimp.
Wait, District
I
9
don't
was
know.
not Wilson.
District 9, the alien
alien
film.
robot.
That
The
was
South
the-
African one.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
a zombie. No, wait.
Yeah. I'm the legend.
Yeah.
I am the legend.
I am legend.
I am legend.
Yeah.
I've met the Korean president.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one? There's
Moon
been more than
Jae-in.
a few.
No.
current one.
박근혜,
If
right?
we're just, dropping names. No.
Wow.
Okay.
Is he trying to?
Let's stay away from politics.
Yes, totally away from politics.
Stay away
I
from
love all
politics.
politics in Korea. Everyone.
Okay. Okay.
I love everybody.
I love that.
Yeah.
Birdie, woo. Birdie, woo.
Let's-
Randy, bruh.
Let's go into another conversation, another topic, maybe a little bit deeper, perhaps something that you can kind of.
Oh, you
I
lost
guess
me.
we can get into
Wait.
it.
My story
What
about the
about
Camaro
Dave?
and picking up girls
Sam.
wasn't deep.
Oh no, that was incredibly deep. But I meant
Yeah.
just something that wasn't just a personal story. That was super deep. You
Thank
took it
you,
all.
Sam.
You took it so deep. Like I was in that story for like 2 weeks.
That's what she said.
That's what she
No.
said. Where's the olive oil?
All right. Okay, on the mind. So this is one of our segments where we go deep into
The
opinions. I'm just gonna read the paper she gave me. This segment is a chance to go a little deeper into topics that might have been weighing on our minds lately. Host will introduce the main topic. Oops.
So, okay. Hang on. Wait, you just said that's Diane, our
going
producer, who's written
great.
this. So that's Diane, who's. They hear your voice in the background, don't they?
Shut up, Sam. Now that I'm looking at this was my idea, right? Yes. Oh, I'm gonna introduce this topic.
Yeah. Have you only just seen this now?
I actually gave Diane this idea.
Yeah, I know. And then
this
Diane
idea.
put it in format that she sent to us via Kakao Talk.
Sam, stop making sense. All right, so I gave Diane this idea. So everybody has unpopular opinions that most people don't agree with. For example, things that everybody loves but you hate. Everybody has a couple of those. So take a second to think. I'm gonna go first because I thought about this. I already knew the topic. You want to go first, Angelina? Or
No. You go first.
I hate the Avengers and superhero movies. Can't stand them.
All of them.
I hate all superhero movies, except when I was a kid, the original Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire. Those were awesome.
Oh, right.
Dark Knight was cool. This was before Marvel was this just milking the fucking just every. I can predict every Marvel movie. So predictable.
I get
so
it, though.
cringy. I hate Marvel movies. I hate Transformers.
Transformers the worst. The worst. The worst.
Those kind of movies. I don't even like action movies that much.
Michael
Well,
Bay,
you
dude.
watched them all, right?
Wow.
Yeah, I watched them. I know, Sam. That's a lot to take in.
Wow.
But this is why I wanted to do this segment because everybody has something like this. I hate shrimp. I never eat shrimp.
Wait.
I love
okay, you're
shrimp.
just.
Everyone loves shrimp.
Is that an allergy?
That's
or?
a lot in here.
Everybody loves shrimp.
To
It's
take
not an analogy. What are you talking
No,
about?
is it an allergy that you have?
Oh, no,
not
it's
an
not an-
analogy.
I thought
you
an
were-
analogy too.
I
I thought
hate
you
shrimp.
said.
That's an analogy, okay?
No. Why
got
would you
shrimps
hate
on
on
the
a
Barbie.
shrimp?
That's very
Everybody loves
Australian
shrimp.
thing.
Everybody loves shrimp, but I
Shrimp's
hate
so
shrimp.
cute, just like swims like that. Why would you hate on
Because
this
they look
creature?
like sea cockroaches. Disgusting.
They are sea cockroaches.
Ugh, yuck.
Just as crab.
They don't
are.
have
I mean, they are.
allergies.
It tastes delicious
That's.
though.
So I would not have expected you to have such a disdain for superhero films.
Can't stand them. Like every time a Marvel movie comes out, it's nightmare.
But you love David Bowie.
I loved it. Oh yeah, I love David Bowie. I love
Who can you get?
So,
that?
for example, if another Marvel movie would come out, would you go watch it?
No.
Deadpool?
Deadpool is
Deadpool's
okay.
kinda
Yeah,
cool.
It was not
Was
bad.
it DC?
Okay.
It was because
Deadpool's Marvel.
but it wasn't. It didn't
Marvel.
feel like a Marvel.
What about
movie.
Watchmen?
I didn't watch it.
What happens if they make a legitimate Punisher film?
You're asking somebody who wouldn't watch it in the first place. But for example, I heard so many good things about Joker, so I went and watched Joker, and I enjoyed Joker. But that's DC.
It's also not a.
That's
It's not a superhero movie.
Yeah, it's not a
It's
superhero
just
movie.
a-
I enjoy
Anti-hero,
Joker.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tend to prefer if I have to watch a superhero movie where the director is somebody or the main actor is somebody who hasn't previously done superhero movies, like for example Joker or Dark Knight and stuff like that. You know?
Is it anything to do
I hate
with?
Christopher Nolan.
Do you like superheroes in general?
I hate Christopher Nolan. I hate Christopher Nolan movies.
Christopher
In general?
Nolan. So Inception.
I hate Inception. I thought it was.
What about Sunshine?
I didn't. care for. I didn't watch. I hated Inception. I hate that movie. What's a movie where he goes through space and whatever?
Interstellar.
Oh God, what a,
Really?
I think Christopher Nolan makes
You don't
Wow.
like deep movies?
no. That's the thing. They try to be. Dude, it's not something like Memento or, for example,
it's a-
Children of Men. It's trying so hard to be a deep movie, and it's just a jumble of nonsense to
Right.
me.
I'm going to
get
take
it.
it the other way.
I like
What-
Vanilla
for-
Sky, for example.
For
Children of Men.
Christopher Nolan's
Donnie
films, one of
Darko.
the things
Donnie
he does
Darko's
is he
film.
doesn't give you a conclusion to the film. So for me, I enjoy films where there's the traditional concept for a film is you have a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yeah.
Now, Christopher Nolan tends to kind of blur the lines on the end. So everyone in that cinema could have a different opinion on what actually happened with that story, which I appreciate because if I've got to spend $10 on a ticket to go and see a movie, I don't want 2 hours of my life for $10. dollars I'd like to be able to talk about that for 2 weeks afterwards with friends that have seen it. So that's why, in terms of Christopher Nolan, that's what I like about it is that it extends the value for money.
I'm technically wrong because these are unpopular opinions. So
Right,
technically,
sure.
I'm wrong
Oh, no,
because
no,
most
no.
people,
You're not wrong because it's an opinion, and
I like
everyone has an
Memento.
opinion.
Though. I like Memento.
Memento's
Totally,
great,
everyone
yeah.
can have an
I
opinion,
tell
though.
Memento. But I agree because everybody, when I say this shit, people are like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, but it's
Unpopular opinion.
opinions are like assholes. Everyone
Everyone has one, yeah.
It's true.
But, like, for
some
me-
are bigger, some are smaller.
Exactly.
But like for me, when it comes to like superhero movies, I just don't treat them as serious. It's just for me, it's like kind of you go with friends to cinema, just kind of like to relax and watch something that's not gonna be as deep to think about later. Just sort of like relax and watch an action superhero movie. So I just don't treat them. But I get your opinion though. Everyone has allowed to have an opinion.
Do you like comics?
I like
Spider-Man.
Japanese anime.
See,
Oh,
yeah.
which one is your
Manga.
favorite? Do you have like a favorite from back, like an anime? Like,
Naruto.
Say 90s anime.
Naruto. I have a Naruto tattoo
Oh,
right here.
okay.
I like
Yeah.
Code Geass if anybody's watched that.
The what?
Code Geass. I
See, yeah.
have an anime.
Is it Takashi? Is it Takashi?
I love Dragon Ball. No, it's Itachi.
Itachi.
I want to go back
I
to
see.
the
Scared.
superheroes though. Do you not like superheroes in general, or is it more based on films?
I've never been crazy about superheroes in general, so that might be a
I
thing.
understand. Like for me, I
I
love.
grew up watching Dragon Ball Z and shit.
See,
so
I grew up reading
Pokemon.
comics.
Yeah,
I Pokemon Dragon. I've never seen Dragon Ball Z. I've
Same.
never watched Pokemon.
I watched
I don't have
yeah.
a desire to watch them either.
Yeah, I understand you. I did watch them though.
For
as a kid.
Japanese animation, for me, it was
For me, it was
Guardians of the
lots-
Galaxy. What is it?
Akira,
Avatar.
Akira, dude,
Avatar.
best thing ever.
Evangelion.
That's
No,
amazing.
Evangelion.
Oh, so you know your anime.
Doksuri,
yeah.
Doksuri
Of course, you know
Oyonje.
Urotsuki Doji? Legend of the Overfiend.
That's really
Lots of
you know.
tentacle
What?
penises.
That's
Lots of
berserk,
tentacle penises. Oh, yeah.
The Shaman King.
Tentacle penis.
Yeah.
Tentacle.
Okay.
I love tentacle. Dude.
I can't even remember. I can't even remember what it. In Korean, it's Doksuri Oyonje.
It's the one with the guy with the eagle mask.
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
80s. It's called, I forgot the name, but
I
I know
want
what
to
you're
say it
talking
was
about.
like Guardians of the Galaxy or
No,
something like
something
similar
like
to
that, yeah.
I watched that as a kid growing up, but for me that was
was
about the
the end of-
extent of Japanese animation.
Music for me, right? It's been always about creative output. Like David Bowie's music, for example,
Yeah, I
right?
love
Where
David
it's about like inspiration
Okay.
that comes out of someone's sorrow and pain from within the soul that gets expressed through a medium that is music in this sense. Could be paintings, could be music,
Okay.
could be different mediums of expressing art because it's an art form.
So what's your unpopular opinion? What do we...
The unpopular opinion is
Really
like
curious.
how much individually driven art is there in K-pop?
So you're talking. So
Okay.
you're talking about it from the opinion of
It's an art
highly
form. It's an art.
manufactured.
It's highly manufactured.
But then by K-pop, you're meaning idol music or Korean music in general?
No, Korean music in general is different. There are like a lot
Exactly.
of Korean artists that I
But
respect
K-pop
a lot.
stands for
I
Korean
just
pop
don't
music.
like when it
No,
sounds,
it doesn't,
when it smells like
Angelina.
It
factory.
does. I've been through that with someone before.
I love Korean artists, like for sure. I mean, like no question about it. But the factory manufactured stuff is just not my cup of tea, except for Apple products.
I get it.
I think it depends. It depends on K-pop. For me, does not encompass like Korean hip hop. It does not encompass
No, it doesn't.
folk music. There are so many genres
No.
of
But
music that K-pop is not under.
Yeah.
They're not under the umbrella of K-pop.
no. But that's
Yeah.
that's why I just mentioned.
Oh, yeah, no, but Angelina was saying that in her opinion, all Korean music is considered K-pop.
not.
It's not my opinion personally. It's what Korean friends and people would tell me when I would say, "Oh, I don't really like when I say want to be doing K-pop music or want to go," but they say, "But K-pop music, what we call Korean K-pop music is like Hanguk in general."
No, it's called kayo. That kind of music.
No, that's
Yeah.
different.
Yes,
but,
no, it's
but
not.
Kayo and K-pop for me are almost the same thing.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
what I
it's
agree.
mainstream
Mm.
commercial music.
Yeah.
So
Yes, but back
it's the
then, it
equivalent
was
of-
still different.
No, but it's the equivalent
I
of
know
what
what
we
you're
have
saying,
pop
too.
music. Ariana Grande, artists like that is it kind of like the Western equivalent of what
Right.
K-pop is.
True. But then they're still singer-songwriters usually. I mean, they're not completely manufactured.
A lot
from,
of the Koreans there are a lot of Koreans that write their own material now as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying about Korean. I'm just saying like a specific
I know
sort of
what
genre.
he's talking
no,
about.
I know
That's
what you're
Let's say
talking
even like
overproduced,
like
yeah.
I
even
know
God,
exactly, yeah.
for example, right, or like all these old school bands, and stuff. They still had some originality to them because they're the first of its
Okay,
kind. Sort
boomer.
of thing.
But,
It's a very sensible topic.
Really? Why?
I don't know,
I
just in
just-
general. Like,
Well, for example, have you ever heard like, for example, I don't know, like Zion T or Crush or people like that?
yeah.
Like those.
No.
like seriously?
I don't think, but I don't consider
Dean?
that K-pop.
No, it's not. It's like R&B, more of a.
So I know exactly what you're talking
what I
about. though.
mean,
I know
right?
exactly what he means though.
Totally, I do
it's
get
Like
it.
just big company. It's not artists that wrote their music. It's more like big company. We bought this beat and melody from this artist, and we wrap it up in a package to sell music. Yeah,
and then make money out of
So
it.
you're just not a big fan of.
But I think that
Do I have to pay for my plane ticket home to Germany now?
No.
you had to play for your plane ticket to get here, didn't you?
That's
Yeah,
I
I was
don't-
gonna say,
I
I
don't
pay for it.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't listen
Might as
to
well just-
K-pop. I don't know anything about
No,
K-pop.
but let's
Oh, right,
let-
right.
I'll play devil's advocate for that.
I
Let's
know.
Have a look at Backstreet Boys, NSYNC.
Right.
There are similar
Hated them.
artists.
Used to hate them.
So there are similar artists all over the world. I'm sure there's probably a German band as well. S Club 7 out of the UK.
Tokyo Hotel.
Oh my god, the
Yeah, that's
worst.
what it is.
So there's
my
a bunch
God.
of there are a bunch of manufactured artists all around the world.
Yeah. Never been a fan
You're just
of
not a
any
big
of
fan
those.
of super manufactured pop music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Artificially,
Yeah.
just sort of.
I think that's for me that's a very fair opinion.
yeah, it's a fair opinion.
Yeah, it's like when making music, like when your goal is not the art itself, but when it becomes like, money.
Money.
And
making
it's also
money.
exploitative
That's-
in a way because it's targeted to a certain audience that
Well,
doesn't
yeah,
really
but I
know
wouldn't
it.
say it's exploited. These are kids. A lot of the
Yeah,
people listen to
exactly.
music. It's kids. They want a cool looking music video and a catchy tune.
But you never know how this song is gonna work on the person. Maybe for some kid,
They
this
know.
song is gonna be like so deep and touching that it can change, his or
It
her
is
life.
generational. It is generational.
It
You're,
is.
you're in your 40s.
No. Yes.
Yeah.
The honest space, big truth.
Yes.
But I mean,
love
what there was mention of making money, which is for me is a different story. People call it selling out. But if you've been, I don't think there's anything wrong with selling
Yeah,
out if
I
you're
agree.
comfortable with making music.
No, the
if you
definition is
if you
about
still like
art.
the music you're doing, because if you've put time and effort into being an artist, what's the point of being an artist for 40 years and not being able to make a living?
Yeah.
Whereas if you could change something and still be comfortable with it, you could be successful at doing what you enjoy doing. I have no problem with that.
I agree. The phrase selling out is so cringy, Like, their first album was good, but like the second album they sold out. Shut the fuck
You know,
up. Let
but
them make
I
money.
think we're still
Fucking
something
cringy.
something different.
No, it's completely different. It's complete. What you're talking about is
Yeah,
completely different.
I have nothing against making money. I want to make money. I don't mind being a
I
fucking
think Sam
Marvel
was just
movie.
just making a point that
Yeah. And I think when you look at manufactured music, there's someone further up the chain that's making a lot more money, that's making decisions. And it hasn't just, you want to just see people develop
It's
a little
the
bit
same
more
thing
as
for
an
every
artist.
industry. YouTube too. There's so much bullshit prank like Mordecai
Oh,
videos.
yeah.
I can't stand them, but I see why they're doing it. It's for the money.
Well, it's happening, like Dave said, in almost every industry, there's people out there that are being manufactured because someone further up the chain has money to do it and can see the potential to make more money off it.
Right. No, for sure. I just like it just in combination with the whole, media coverage of what happens to some of those people, the pressures they're under, you know, the unhappiness, the depression, the suicides. If we want to mention this for a second, right? I mean, I don't have to talk too deep into it.
You've got some serious things that you're dealing with.
No. But
Deep.
no,
No, just deep.
no, but it's like you see that and you get upset. I mean, everyone else is getting upset about them too. They just like people just don't talk about uncomfortable stuff, really. No, I mean,
No, it's fine.
oh, very quiet all of a sudden. Very quiet.
So
I think we're nearing like a certain point, so I think we just gotta get Angelina's
let's
and
talk
Sam's
about
out.
unpopular
Yeah, so-
opinions.
all right. So Angelina,
Yes.
your unpopular opinions.
So when I heard first about this topic that is going to appear on the show, I was like, what's an unpopular opinion? So I had to Google and ask my friends around. I know it sounds like, but I've never actually heard about it before. So I came prepared. So I made an actual list
Wow.
of things, and it's kind of long. As you can see.
Angelina.
These are all of the opinions that I have that unpopular.
Give us a juicy one.
For example, orange juice with pulp is better.
Oh my God.
Pizza on thin crust. Okay,
You're
next
saying
one.
you don't like these things.
No. I'm saying that things I like and other people might hate. So my opinion can be unpopular. It can be in both ways. Something I like and others don't really find.
What is something that
Deep.
most 95% of people like?
Yeah, the majority of people like
this
it,
is
you
just like
dislike.
half.
For example,
Like 95% of people like this, but you just don't like it. Like Avengers movies.
I don't like watching movies in cinema alone. I think it's better than with friends or something.
We agree.
Okay, then
that's.
I'm.
I don't like to do shit alone either. Like
How about
I
all of
want
my
human
things are so
connections.
like
There's just nothing
pure.
that everybody's just like that's awesome.
Okay,
but you're like whatever, it's
okay,
overrated.
I prefer Apple Music as a platform to listen music at, not like Spotify.
Yeah,
or
I'm pretty good
something.
with that because it's just
Like
so
YouTube
comfortable.
music
It's
is
so
good
much
too?
easier.
Yeah, Apple Music.
And YouTube Music is good too.
I used to hate Apple, but now it's just now that I'm older and just makes it easier to just put
just
everything.
simple, yeah.
Connectivity is so much easier.
For sure.
So you're giving us popular opinions.
For example, okay.
I'll
How
give you an
about-
example.
said I agreed with.
I think pineapple on pizza is delicious.
I was just talking
love
about
that too.
pizza.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Well, what?
I love pineapple on pizza.
Wait, okay.
How
yeah.
Italian?
How about French fries with vanilla milkshake? How about that? Dipping
I
your
love
French.
that.
I
That's
love that
awesome.
too.
a
High
lot of
five.
people do that.
Yes.
It tastes good. Me and Sam have
Tastes
talked about that
amazing.
too.
All right.
It's good.
Let me take it to a deeper level.
Okay, okay.
then.
Okay, let's go.
You guys are weak compared to
I
me.
did not enjoy the movie Parasite.
Oh, that's it. That's a good one. Yeah.
We can go home together.
All right.
Two different countries though.
Different countries.
Yeah, my ticket might be a little bit more expensive.
Last handshake on the airport and see you sometime.
We'll say goodbye at Incheon
Sam.
Airport.
Yeah.
So I think as long as you're not going crazy. Remember how I gave that guy shit on my YouTube channel? The guy just gave nothing but ignorant opinions. I didn't even watch the movie. But Sam,
Oh, that video.
you're completely.
I thought in terms of the performances, I thought they were all exceptional. I thought cinematography was amazing. For me, I just didn't like the ending of the film. It felt like it was going to build up to something, and I just felt like a letdown at the end.
Okay.
It was like
And
this dream sequence, right?
Yeah. Just at the end, it was just like, why did it end like that? I just felt like it
I'm getting
needed
goosebumps
something.
Thinking about the ending.
It just felt like it needed more, and I don't know. I generally like films that don't give a complete conclusion, but it felt like this one just kind of sidestepped any kind of conclusion whatsoever.
Gotcha. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I understand that it was, commenting on the differences in, socioeconomic groups in society. But in terms of the film itself, I just felt like there was something that
Missing.
just missed. It just missed the mark.
So there's
me.
some we know there's so many great other Korean movies out there too that sort of have a similar scheme
Yeah, like
of like
Pakchi.
I mean, there's
Big Man, Lady Big Mans.
I'm of a similar thing. One of my all-time favorite films is in Korea is Chigoru Chikyura, Save the Green Planet. And that was a film that just got absolutely trashed by most of the general public.
really.
But for me, I loved it. It was a very black comedy. And I think sometimes films can get marketed really well and it gives people a different idea of what the film should be like before they've even seen it. I didn't see Parasite until later on, like after everyone had hyped it up, which could have been another reason for me not enjoying it as much as I could have. Yeah. When your expectations change, especially I think in television and film, because everyone around you's talking about it. And that's what this film became. It became a part of everyday vernacular because people were talking about, have you seen Parasite? Or they were referencing the film. Everyone I was meeting was talking about Parasite at the time. I sat down and watched it at home by myself after it had been available on pay TV. Yeah. And it just, for me, it just didn't hit the right marks.
Just remembered Star Trek.
Yeah, I
I've never watched it. I never cared about it. I don't know, but so many people love it, and like, because I haven't seen it.
I'm Star Wars,
and I don't want to watch it. Same.
I like both.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
I do like both.
It's
I
not like-
love
Star Trek.
because such different sort of universes. I can't even
True,
compare.
but
it.
Is there
I just
anything
don't-
that's not 50-50 for you, Angelina? I'm just curious. Like clothing brand that everybody likes, or maybe like food that everyone likes. That
Now I feel like I'm so basic. Then I don't have that.
Don't question yourself.
I know, I
Something you
feel like
really
I'm
hate
being
that other people love.
judged.
You're not being judged.
Okay.
Do you drink
Thank you, Bruno.
do you enjoy to drink Starbucks coffee? I actually put it down.
Starbucks is awesome.
I do not. I'm not a fan of coffee franchises.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I would agree.
actually.
But the reason why I would still drink Starbucks because it's the only place that has soy lattes to kind of find in the area, like close by. Because I don't drink milk, and just for
Plus
me,
you're also vegan.
I don't eat meat. Yeah.
Oh, are you vegetarian or vegan?
I mean, I'm
So,
pescatarian.
okay, there's an opinion. You do not like
Meat
milk.
is overrated.
You don't
There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
So you basically
we found it.
Wow.
Oh,
We found it.
Yeah,
That's how we
there
found
we
it.
go. Woo.
Ooh, we got
Meat
it.
is overrated.
right.
Yeah.
So,
Have you ever eaten meat in your life?
9 years ago. I mean,
Was the
okay,
last time you ate
I
meat?
want to clear this out. I eat seafood and I eat chicken. So with that's why I
so you don't
can't
like red
really
meat.
right.
that's not
Okay, she doesn't like red
you're
meat.
not
Big
vegetarian or
animals,
vegan.
animals
Yeah.
with 4 feet, or big animals like red meat.
She doesn't like red meat. There's people who
It's
don't
not like
eat
I
red meat.
don't like it. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
the likeness about it.
so it's not really the
it's for
ethical
the
concerns.
it's for
Yeah.
ethical concerns and for the environment
I'm
concerns.
sorry.
chicken,
Hang on.
right?
Sorry. What's the difference
I
between
know.
2 feet and 4 feet then?
What's the difference?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, if it's somewhat ethical,
It's ethical.
no,
No,
it's
no.
an ethical reason that she
Okay,
doesn't like
the-
red meat. But my question being, if that's the
Yeah.
case, why is chicken and seafood okay?
Okay, one of the reasons why I even decided to stop eating red meat when it was about 9 years ago, I think I stumbled upon this article on the internet, and it was a bunch of facts and information, and also a lot of videos and documentary films attached to it. So I've read it all, I've watched it all. It really had a big impact on
Just
me.
an article. If that were the case, I'd be a Scientologist right now. Like,
I mean,
that's all that took to sway you? An article?
no, but I've watched a lot of documentary movies about it, like
Okay.
the whole process, how the factory, how the cows, the pigs, and how everything
it's
happens.
rough to watch.
Because
That's
it's
just rough to watch.
And I was like a little girl, and when I watched it, it really, like I
Huge
was
impact.
really a huge impact on me.
Yeah.
So after that, I was like, I told my dad, my parents that I'm
What
gonna
about
stop
chickens,
eating meat.
though?
It was hard for us to just say no to all the meats in general, and then.
Then you try Korean fried chicken.
Of course, how do you know?
Well, if you do want to give up eating chicken, I've got a documentary for you to watch.
Okay, send it to
It's
me.
called Super Size Me 2 by Morgan Spurlock.
Okay.
Holy Chicken, and it talks about battery farms and how chickens are genetically modified
Think about
for consumption. So, yeah, if you do want to stop eating chicken, watch
Don't-
that one.
Oh, you just made me. I know what you're talking about, Sam, and I just thought about it.
So
and
the
I
one
You
that
watched
clipped
it?
the
it
snouts
makes
off,
you feel really shitty.
You watched
it
it?
talks
Yeah.
about they inject them with
Hormones.
They do.
hormones
And the
so
way
much
they-
that they can take like 2 steps and they can't walk any
and
further.
the way they
Because
handle
the
the
chicken
chickens
breast
too is
gets
just
so
so.
yeah,
fucked up.
they're also
It's
a
really
breed of
fucked up.
chicken,
And they
and
stick these in these machines too.
But it
Oh.
didn't work for you. You still eat it though, right?
Well, yeah, because I've been. I
you
actually
eat
recently.
beef
I
as
mean,
well.
I mean that documentary.
I'm not a big fan of meat either, believe it or not. I actually said it in my last video uploaded. I said I'm not a big fan of meat, and if I ever make enough money, I want to get away from meat eating.
okay, I'd say they're all very fair in terms of unpopular opinions. I think Angelina took you a while to kind of get there, but you definitely got there in a big way.
Definitely.
Yeah.
especially in Korea.
Meat overrated.
Yeah.
I would not agree with meat being overrated. I do see the ethical reason to not eat meat.
For
I
sure.
understand it, and I understand
Methane farts.
people's opinions.
Yeah, gas.
But
and
having
holes
said
in
that,
the
I also think,
oxygen.
you know, it's difficult unless you start a society that doesn't eat meat from as soon as they're born. It's really difficult to kind of change a society's concept of meat.
But sort of looking at the world right now, I see more and more people changing their diet into more like plant-based, less meat, and trying to, you know, try the healthy lifestyles. Because, you know, even doctors say when, like, with the age, you better cut on the meat because it's not really healthy for you. Because it also, you know, you can get cancer because of eating too much meat or.
I mean, to
a
be
lot of
honest,
fat.
you can get cancer from almost
That's
anything.
true, but
anymore.
it's
I
still
love
one of the factors.
when I have a barbecue. There's nothing I appreciate more than sausages that are a little bit burnt.
Ugh.
Oh yeah.
Or toast that's a
bit.
little bit burnt, but supposedly that gives you cancer.
I love
But
burnt
I tell you
shit.
what, as
Really
soon as it's burnt,
interesting.
it's going
That's
on
an
my
unpopular-
plate. I love burnt things.
That's an
Me too.
unpopular opinion too, no?
Loving
No,
burnt things?
Burnt things.
No, people
love them.
I love burnt
Seriously?
shit. Yeah,
Why?
especially when the kogi's a little bit burnt too.
One
It
of
was
my
crispy,
favorite things,
caramelized.
American barbecue. Have you ever had burnt ends? Burnt ends in American barbecue. That's the best bit of American barbecue. It's like the end of meat
Ribs?
that's
Just like the ends.
yeah, it's like brisket on the end and they burn up and they're black.
Didn't they have it at the place we went to at Low and Slow?
I'm not sure if they did.
But there was kind of like
they're
little
very hard
dark.
to find here in Korea, but go to the States and almost every barbecue place will serve you burnt ends.
Right.
Burnt food is delicious.
Hey, one more unpopular opinion. I love misemonji. I'm just kidding. I fucking hate it.
Oh wow.
So
Okay. Wait, I have
I just
another.
wanted something really unpopular.
Okay.
I mean, I'm already disqualified anyways for the K-pop.
The rate
You're
you're going,
cancelled.
you could
You're
just
just
be Mr. Unpopular.
Cancel.
Really?
Yeah.
Mr. Unpopular. Sleazy
Sorry, my
fucking
phone.
German
Somebody
that
kept
hits
calling me. I
on.
don't know.
How about snakes? I think snakes are cute.
Yeah, they're cool.
Okay.
They're cool. We're all cool with snakes.
I think I have a tattoo of somewhere of a
I
snake.
like snakes that crawl through skulls with a knife through the skull.
But I mean, like snakes as pets, like you would pet and play with them. No.
I guess I would if I knew it's trained and wouldn't bite me. I'd fuck with a snake.
Okay.
Each to
I
their-
tried.
sounds
I
So
good.
what we
tried,
have,
guys.
what we have decided is that Angelina's opinions are generally not that unpopular.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta close this out
Yeah,
today,
indeed.
because we got another episode. We got another episode to shoot, so
Gotcha. We're over.
Save the energy.
Oh, that's
over.
Yeah.
okay.
we got another to go.
what, with us?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Cool.
Save
I thought
the
it was the end. I was
energy.
like
Love it.
sad for a second.
No,
Like,
we gotta save the
already?
energy. We got
I have to
another
go.
hour to go. So,
Okay, guys.
Sam, close us out.
Yeah, I want to thank Bruno and Angelina for joining us here today.
Thank you guys
on
for having us.
Nonsensible. Hopefully you did make some sense of it because I still haven't.
Neither have I.
I'm
I
still
hope
figuring
I
out
don't
what
have to
the
leave the
show's
country.
about.
Okay. If you want to give a shout out to anything or promote anything, now's the time to do it.
Go ahead, Bruno.
Bruno.
I have nothing to promote but myself. I am amazing.
He's lonely.
Truly,
so.
I'm amazing. I'm very lonely. You can always contact me on Facebook or Instagram.
Oh, Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Bruno. Thank you guys for having us, for having me. And what I want to promote is meat is overrated, guys. Yeah, try vegetarian diet. Thank you.
Okay.
And,
Save the planet, care about the environment, and what?
Oh, I was gonna promote something for you. Angelina actually is a pretty good musician, so check her
Oh.
YouTube out and
Thank you,
her
Dave.
Instagram. You know, she'll have random videos of
Yeah.
singing and stuff. So give her a follow.
Riding
over there.
horses and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Thank you,
riding
Dave.
horses. Yeah.
You have something. You have a Joe Rogan thing about yourself. Your
Really?
voice. Yeah, I just thought that.
Oh, really?
A what?
Yeah, let's talk about Joe Rogan.
Joe
experience.
Rogan.
Joe Rogan experience.
Joe
That's
Rogan.
the dream, right, Sam? That's the dream.
In podcasting, it certainly is. Yeah, but of course, if you want to stay up to date with the show and check out the footage, check us out on Instagram and Twitter at The Dive Studios, YouTube as well, Dive Studios. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. Write us a review because it means so much and it helps the show. And
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Nonsensible.
yes,
That's-
yes.
Nonsensical.
We'll get there eventually.
We'll get there eventually.
Still teething stages.
All right, thanks guys for joining us. We'll see you in the next episode.
Yay.
Yeah. Look for
Thank
more
you.
sensible stories next time on Nonsensible.
Sounds amazing.
All right, guys.
All right. See ya.
See you guys.
Hope you enjoyed the clip. If you did, listen to the full episode on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
And make sure to subscribe to this channel, Dive Studios, and put those notifications on. Hit that bell.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.